5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey YouTubers and friends, how you doing out there today, tonight, tomorrow morning? For those down under, thank you all very much for joining us. Right off the bat, Coulter Young, thank you for the super chat. It's greatly appreciated. Tonight we have Jason from Diamond Miners Ivins. He's a well-rounded treasure hunter from fossils, crystals, diamonds, gold, but we'll get into that more with Diamond Miner Ivin right after this. Hey YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with Toledo Jess, Dano, the Treasure Vixens, and I.
Oh, you changed the intro.
Yeah, I changed the intro.
Well, I always have the Zoom in front of it, so I never really see it.
Now we're all here.
And we're all here. How you doing tonight, Jesse, Dano, Rose?
Doing great.
Doing good.
Doing great.
And Jason, I'm glad you got your download thing taken care of in time.
Got it. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, not a problem. Let's say hi to our Flash fam.
Absolutely. I see. Hey, Luke.
Well, Coulter Young, #1 with the super chat also.
Coulter,
have a good show. Thank you.
All right.
World's greatest moderator.
The one and only.
Mr.
Nag
Lodak.
goes in for a minute.
Who?
Nag, not a great gamer.
Oh,
hey, Nag, what's up?
Roses are red. I love Lodak. Aww.
David Villa, what's up? Who else is in
Go
here?
rush Adam.
Adam, what's up, Adam?
Oh, there's Nikki. Hey, what's up, Nikki?
805 Gems and Golden Coins and Gems and Prospecting Tasmania. Welcome.
Keith here, Victoria, Oregon or bust.
Aaron.
Hey, Mickey. The Partridge Family Prospecting. What's up?
Snorkel Pirate. I have a sticker coming your way, buddy.
Cool.
So
DW Suck It Up Dredging.
I want to see JP's here now.
Nikki, what's up, Nikki? Our fellow prospector from down under.
Yeah.
Wolfie's here.
Wolfie, how's it put, Wolfie? Hope it's getting better.
Ugly Prospector, welcome, aka Partridge Family Prospecting. Good to see you.
Oh, that's the same person.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Chris Dyer let Ryan run his 4-inch dredge the other day while we were at the swing.
Nice.
Ryan had a lot of time with that. All of you who were at Flash Bash, thank you for coming. Those of you who missed out, you missed
Man,
a
you missed
great
out.
time.
You missed out. There's been a lot of videos. Oh, you know what? Did you want to hear something? Do you know that Flash Bash is a video game?
Yeah, I saw that when I was
Did you
searching
see
for
that?
Flash Bash.
Right.
But we're dominating the search results for Flash Bash. We
Cool.
have the top few.
Cool.
It could be a video game of sorts.
Well, I've shared them all as they've been put on. I've shared them all. So
Hey,
far, we've got
Peter.
just about all the YouTubers have videos out, except for one for sure.
Benzo's gonna show the treasure.
Who
box.
could that be? That Ed Marvin guy from Flash in Your Pan?
Yeah, but you know, Ed, it's in editing.
It's in editing. Actually, no. All my footage is saved to a folder. It hasn't even made it to editing
It
yet.
even made it to.
Hey, JP Longs and more. Matt, how you doing, Bigfoot prospecting?
Right, Benzo's got to. He's gonna be. Is he doing a video on the treasure chest?
Yes, part 3 is gonna be of the
Part 4, isn't
treasure.
it?
Hey,
I
there's
think
Walter.
it's part 3.
Yeah.
Benzo in here?
Is he in here? I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, just showed up.
Yeah,
Walter.
I can't see it yet.
I see Bigfoot
Walter,
prospecting.
good to see you. Part 3, JP says.
There's JP part 3. Okay.
And Pinger's in here.
It's good to see all of you.
Walter.
Robinson Prospecting, how you
Yep.
doing?
Oh, There's
Ert's here. He made it. Only a little bit late.
Just a little late.
We'll let him go.
We'll let you slide this time, Ronald.
I see Rose. What are you doing, Rose?
Hey, Rose.
I was.
Snorkel pirate?
She don't look like she's typing, so she.
I know. How's she doing that?
You guys don't know what I'm doing. I keep my computer up really high so I have my hands free.
Nikki.
Nikki's working on
that
some.
looks like we got everybody. Did we miss somebody? We missed you. We're sorry.
Luke,
I got Luke.
Well, there's Richard Davis.
There's Richard Davis. Hey, what's up, Mr. Davis?
it's always good to see everyone,
Hey,
all
everybody.
of you. Hopefully everything's running smoothly. Looks all right on this end.
Oh, before we get now that we got that done,
Uh-oh.
your Christmas presents came,
There's
and Dano.
more.
Yay, Christmas in June.
Yep,
Nice.
your
Wow.
pans arrived.
Oh, you
Nice
got
salad
got
bowl.
us a dini.
Yep, I got Dano a salad bowl, and I got Ed a bathtub.
Yeah. Right on. Hi,
The
Susan
new
Hamilton.
Gold claws. So actually, the complete crew. Well, I'm sorry, Rose, but I didn't
This
order
was
you guys one.
way
Three
before.
Vixens. I'm sorry.
All right, we're still working on seasoning the pans that we got from the Flash Bash. So
Right. Yeah. Oh, but I have one for Patrick Moore, who is our behind the scenes member of the Flash crew.
Pat Mule.
Pack Mule Moore. Yes, sir. He's got his coming too.
Now
We all got our production pans today.
I got a post Flash Bash question for the Vixen.
shoot.
So are you gonna add a gold pan to your arsenal now while you're out magnet fishing?
Absolutely, yeah. I honestly think that we may try to incorporate some of our videos into panning in Missouri if we can find the gold. But yeah, you guys got us hooked.
You did you learn about where to look And what kind of places to look for while you were out there?
Yeah, just started doing some Googling, but I mean, since I've gotten back from the trip, I've been working heavy hours. So we're not quite into that plan yet. And
Right.
you got to get back to some good old fashioned magnet fishing for a little bit. So it's coming in the future, and we'll educate ourselves before we head out.
Well, here's, I'm going to predict what's going to happen, okay? Just a prediction. Mm-hmm. You're going to go out magnet fishing, and you're going to look at the stream that you're working, the bridge you're working off, and you're going, oh,
that's a nice gravel bar.
Look at that gravel bar over there. I wonder if, let's check out this area. Any gold in this area? Oh, okay. Well, we're magnet fishing, and as you're magnet fishing, Angela, go get our pans. Let's go check that out.
Yes, definitely.
It's just a prediction. It may not happen. You never know.
I'll confirm it for you as we start to head down that path, which is
yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got you bit by the gold bug. Another victim to the list of addict friends to go prospecting.
and you know what's really cool is I had no part in it, in your demise.
It was the whole group. It was everybody around. I mean, I don't know how anybody could show up to a group of people like that and not become just as excited as everybody else.
I would have to agree with you 100%, Rose.
That's funny, Vicky. Jesse, the Houdini predicts all. It's just, and that's really not, it's not even a prediction. It's like if you get bit by this gold bug, that's the path it takes you.
There is no cure for gold fever. Ask Jason. Jason.
Nope.
And you never look out into the river the same way.
There's at sometimes a little relief, but no cure.
Yeah, some relief. No, yeah. I'm super stoked you and Angela were able to come, Rose. It was a great event, well above all of my expectations. I'm not sure about my two partners in crime.
The heroine of geology.
Yeah, there you go, Terry. There you go. Hey, Fordman, HD Shovelhead.
The other end. What's up?
Hey, HD Shovelhead.
Jack from Gold Fever Radio. Good to see you. Jack and Lisa.
Yep.
Dwight. How you doing? Wish you were feeling better and you didn't have to leave Flash Bash so soon. But hey, there's the next year.
Yep.
We're already thinking about it, aren't we, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course we are.
Hey, Ron Shaws. Shaw's Prospecting's in the house. My brother from my brother closer to me than my blood brother, James Van Cleef. How you doing,
James?
brother? We'll be out in September.
And we'll be for a visit.
And we'll be up to the compound for a visit. You betcha. You betcha.
We'll tear that little creek up behind there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he'll have a dredge by then.
Ooh.
And we could dredge in Ohio.
In Ohio,
Ohio,
Ohio.
Right. All right. Well, let me see. Yeah, well, how can we burn another 15 minutes? No, I'm just kidding, Jason.
Yeah, that's cool. No worries. No worries.
So, Jason.
I'm in the AC now, so this feels better than being outside in the Texas heat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're in Texas, right?
Yeah, and it's hot out there. It's been heat. It feels like in the hundreds. It's just hot.
Right. What part of Texas? Northern part?
Yeah, I'm in North Central. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Couple
So
hours.
So are you by
that's around,
Dallas? Dallas,
Dallas,
Yeah,
Fort
I'm
Worth?
a couple hours north of Dallas. Yep,
Oh,
along
okay.
the
All
Red
right.
River Valley. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right
a lot of
on.
fossils, lots of snow for just fossils everywhere. That's what got me into the rock counting was.
Right. And is that desert area or
No, it's I live in Montague County. It's like one of the most eroded counties in like the United States or Texas. I can't remember which one it is, but you get a quarter-inch rain, you got ruts everywhere. I mean, it's all sandy. It's just sand, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, let me interrupt for a second.
Boom.
Richard Davis, oh my God. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, lots of fossils. Yep, lots of fossils and arrowheads. You know,
Right.
that's what my dad liked to do was the arrowheads. I started as far as with the fossils and just there at the little town I'm from, you can go to the city park and you can see the erosion, and it's just like, so there's some elevation. It's not flat like you think Texas is. There's like 1,400 feet, maybe 1,200 feet. It's like the highest elevated little hill. You know, it's a hill. But so you get on the washouts and there's all types of shells. So that kind of got me into the shells and the arrowheads.
Right. Texas has just about every kind of terrain and area, woods, desert, mountains. You know, it's got it all. You know, depending on where you're in, jungle. I mean, you know, tropical heat. Yeah, you know. But it's got all these different varieties of land in just one state. It's crazy. I've been there many times.
Actually, I used to live just. I used to live just north of Dallas in Prestonwood.
Oh wow, right on, yeah.
I've lived in Houston or outside of Houston and around San Antonio. I mean, that's just two totally different areas. I mean, one's desert. San Antonio area is all desert. You know, Houston's all tropic, subtropic, I should say. Very confusing. There's Benzo. What's up, Benzo?
It's sort of like California. You go from one to another.
Right.
And Texas is a lot of the same way.
Yeah.
And
you know, you got in Mason, Texas, you can find the blue topaz. There's been like 900 carat size blue topaz. It's a blue topaz, you know, and they just you know, so I've never been to Mason, Texas, but you know, they got topaz, we have fossils, we got the artifacts, like there's the natives were everywhere here, you know, and it's just, I'm sure there's a little bit of gold here. They say there's a GPA claim in like Granbury, Texas. You know, I'm not sure.
Well, we have a friend, John Shaw, who actually finds gold in his driveway in Texas.
Who's this?
Our friend John Shaw.
Oh, okay.
Wow. What? I'd have to
search for it.
Probably a powder.
Yeah, he's like 2 hours. He's 2 hours northwest of Houston. Somewhere.
Yeah, that's where the more of the gold was found, over in the in the western.
Right.
Closer to New Mexico, I'm sure. Yeah, that's just got back from Colorado. I went and drove 15 hours to go pan for gold with Shane Klesh. We spent the day at Clear Creek and found some gold there. A lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, Shane looks like he'd be fun to hang out with and prospect.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, when I go to Colorado, I'm gonna let Shane know if I'm going to the Denver area.
Yeah, he was straight up just. I said, "Hey, I'm probably going to be in Colorado," and he just cool. You know, I happened to catch him in town. You know, he's always a busy guy, so.
Right.
Just all worked out.
Some are saying they can't hear.
I see that.
Uh-oh.
So Richard says he don't hear anything either.
Nikki can't hear.
China, Big G. Huh. Odd. Odd.
Sounds good.
Sounds
JP.
I can hear Ron
Yeah,
Shaw
no.
says. I hear you guys. Richard says.
I can hear.
I can
Okay.
hear. No problem. Loud and clear. All good here. Audio all good here. The music.
Oh, they were talking about something else. What's up, Pinger? Thank you for clearing that up for us.
After Shane, I was just a day, and then the next day or so, I met up with a book author there in Colorado. It's Finding Gold in Colorado is the name of the book. The author is Kevin Single. Yeah, Kevin Single's really known guy around there, and he's really smart where and how to get the gold. That guy got like half a gram in, just that little 3 hours. I'm just all like, I got maybe 2-3 stacks. Like, damn, I want to go follow Kevin around.
Well, you know whose hole to jump after he leaves then, right, Jason?
Yeah, that was that. Well, I went right after where he was. I dug around and didn't quite get what he got. He just can probably look at the gravel and kind of tell. I don't know. You do it for 30 years or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that gives you a little bit of a foot up on you.
Yeah, that fair plays around like almost 12,000 feet. So it was like really hard for me to just, I just had to take breaks and drink a lot of water. And he's just over there doing push-ups and, working material like it's just another day.
Right.
Right. Well, got to be careful in high altitude, especially for someone like you.
Beginners.
Well, you're from an area that's not the highest in altitude.
Flatlander.
Yeah, I think we're about 700 feet here.
Right, and you're up a mile high.
Yep.
That's a big difference. That's such a big difference that if you have a car from the flat lane and drive through Colorado, it screws your car up. It starves for air, and you have to. Oh yeah, cars break down going through the mountains all the time, simply because it just need to be their carburetors readjusted for the high altitude.
Yeah, we try to go.
I lived outside of Denver for a while, up in the mountains, and all our customers, that's what they were. They couldn't get through, So they come in, we readjust their carbs and send them on their way and put money in their pocket.
Yeah, I bet it's hard on vehicles up there.
It is. It's terrible.
It's hard on me. It was hard on
so you can imagine, you or I being from like Ohio or or Texas even, down low to the water and then going up into the mountains. It's rough.
Like
I lived there for a while. It was rough.
10 steps.
But you get used to it.
Loved every minute being there. Hated to leave.
You get used to it. I think we were there for about a year.
Yeah. I do better. I usually go twice a year to Colorado. I'll go again usually around August and September, and always seem to do better the second time I go. It's like I was, just from that first trip, I've kind of got my body used to it just seems to be easier for sure the next trip. So I can imagine, living there for a whole year. I'm sure you'd finally adapt, maybe.
Yeah, you do. You adapt, just like anywhere else,
It's a lot of fun, though. Yeah, we walked around Mount Antero. Like, one day, after Kevin, I went around Mount Antero and just kind of thought I'd just go on a hike. I bought a book there at a local rock shop, and, that book told me there's like a gathering site for aquamarines. So I'm like, cool, I'll go find some aquamarines at this gathering site, and the book's like from the 1980s after, and I don't think it's been updated. But I went ahead and went anyways and walked around, and, within 15 minutes or so, I picked up this thing, it's not glass, it's not quartz. So it's definitely we're thinking it's a topaz. So
nice.
I walked around for days after that, couldn't find anything. It was all this was in granite. It's all like granite, and they say that's what like the aquamarines are. You got to rip open the granite,
right? To the side of it.
You'll find pockets inside the granite, and I think actually there's like another layer, and then the granite, or maybe the other way around. I'm not an aquamarine, expert, but and the aquamarine started like 13,000 feet and up, and I was only at the lower level where this thing was. This was just, I was just taking a hike, and in
That
10
was on the
minutes I'm
surface,
like,
wasn't
oh wow.
it? That was on the surface, right?
What?
That was on the
Yeah.
surface?
Oh yeah. I was just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did watch that video. You found that.
Yeah, I was just, I just picked it up, and in the video, I just thought it was a piece of glass when I picked it up. Like it looks like it's been washed down. It's got like,
Right.
It's all worn down, and all that is coming down the mountain. So it's all been flowing with water at one, 1,000 years ago, maybe, who knows? But
Well, if that was a piece of glass that had been washed down and tumbled into that, it would be
dull, real dull.
yeah, it would be lost the word frosted looking.
Yeah, it would have
frosted.
that.
And that one definitely is not frosted.
That's a beautiful stone.
That is a beautiful stone.
Let me interject for a
it's-
second. We're having a Jersey History Hunter
Oh.
raid.
I see that. Hey, ambient girl and the dudes. What's up, dudes?
Totally
Yeah, it was a
awesome,
81
dudes.
81 carats.
Nice.
Alabama dirt digger.
Are you gonna facet it? Do you do any lapidary work?
No, I don't, but it'd be fun to get into that, for sure. It's just more equipment, I'd have to get. But that would really be cool to do. I'd like to maybe look into getting that cut into an actual gemstone.
Has anybody looked at it?
No,
I mean,
no.
have you had anybody look at it to see if, it looks pretty, it doesn't look like it's got very many fractures at all. I can't really.
Yeah, I'm trying to get yeah, it's really clean inside. It can definitely be cut probably in about a 20 or a 30 carat, I would think.
Yeah.
It'd
That's
probably
nice.
be flawless. I don't know. So my buddy that's in Ohio that was at the Crater of Diamonds where I met him, he looked at it and said topaz, right off, and that's kind of what we.
Yeah, I think it's topaz too.
It has that, and
Right.
it kind of has a browner. It's kind of got a brown, and then this end is like a clear. So see how it got. You see how it changes. It's like, it's a very rare stone for sure. And it's mine.
That's a cool stone, that's for
a
sure.
beautiful stone.
Yeah, that made my trip right there. I was just my my flat tire and that kind of wore me
Gems
out,
and
just-
Prospecting Tasmania is cutting a 8-carat blue sapphire now.
So yeah.
That's a
Yeah, I
nice
plan on going to the
collection of
Crater.
arrowheads behind you of artifacts.
Oh yeah. This is all from that's all from Arkansas at the Renegade Ranch.
Oh yeah.
That's from going out there, and most of it's surface fine, just walking around and just picking them up off the surface. They'll plow the field, which it damages them, but it's more just like a tourist thing for her, the lady that runs it. But you can actually find a nice point. This little one here, it's actually a full point. My last video there, I was just about to call it a day, and I was like, well, let me go do one more little quick walk, and then right there, I picked up that little point. So you never know. You never know.
Let me respond to TNX 1463. Yeah, that's basically what it is here too. But see, we're flash in your pan.
That's right. 10 INX. 10X?
TNX 1463.
I love arrowheads too. Mrs. AWR. Wonder if that's Paul's wife.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure she'll answer. Hey, American Woodland Relics, how are you? Paul.
There's the
Those are nice.
These are the Texas. This is our couple of my dad's. Like the little bird points. He was good at getting the bird points.
Yeah.
Yes,
None
it
of those
is.
That one's his. He's got about 6 or 7 in there, and the rest are. I think my mom actually has one of those that she found, and the rest are mine that I found.
Nice.
Nice.
pretty much all Texas stuff there.
Nice. Everybody likes good treasure porn, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, I got a bunch of them. I got a room full of it.
Yeah, are those antlers you found in that video?
What's that?
That antlers you found in that video, is that them there?
Yeah, these are the deer.
Yeah.
He also found a moose rack too.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't see the moose. I hear the moose will stand their ground. You know, they'll definitely try to. They won't run. They're not unless you have a gun, I'm sure, which I did. But yeah, that's the moose. Kind of, it's been there for a while. It's all chewed up, and I wasn't really too far from like popular, you know, like a public, like area. So I'm surprised that nobody really found any of that. When I was walking, it was an old, like a rock path is what got me started walking around there. I just could see like these rocks. If you see in the video, you can see how the rocks were lined up. So that's kind of what I was doing, just trying to follow that and see where it went.
Yeah, they weren't there. They weren't laying there randomly. You could tell they were set there.
It'd been there a while too. So that was,
you say that was a public place?
That was what?
Was that a public area? I mean, where people?
Yeah, it was one of the well, we won't get too far into detail, but there was public nearby, you know, like so it was definitely like probably a park, you know, area. It just had a sign that said no camping. All I saw. We could definitely hike around. Yeah.
Hiking area then, yeah.
I was reading the book for the gathering site where I was at, you know. Just going what the book said.
Just following the book.
And these these come from Arkansas. The Ron Coleman. I'm sure y'all seen my big crystals. You know, that's a good one there.
Gigantic, yeah. That's gorgeous.
That just come out of the. If you go to Ron Coleman's, you can just dig in their tailing piles. You know, they've increased the rate. It's just like 25 a day, and some days you get stuff like this, and some days you get, you know, little bitty stuff.
When you say tailing piles, are they working something else, or are they just digging it out for you?
Well, what they do is they'll be like Ron Coleman's. They're more after like the really big clusters that are for millions of dollars.
Okay, so they're in there trying to get their big clusters.
They're busting those up. They're busting them up, breaking big points off, and then they'll scrape all that stuff and go dump it for us. You know. And
okay,
when you catch it, that's what you want to do is follow their Facebook page, and when you can tell that they're posting stuff like, oh, you know, the guys are down in the pit working on a big cluster, might not be a bad idea to go like that week or the next week, or just try to catch them. It's good to be a regular for one, and then you can catch them when they're dumping that. That's how I got lucky on all this. They were working on a big cluster down there, and I just was there at the right time. I've been back 4 or 5 times and haven't just little bitty stuff, you know.
Right. Okay, so it's an actual mine working crystals, and you're working their tailing piles. Gotcha.
That's the world. Yeah, it's the world's largest crystal mine, and they actually have a pretty big operation, and their pit's like maybe 200, 300 feet down so far, you know, and just it's a big. You can zip line across it. They got a big zip line set up, and that's all kinds of stuff.
What area is that at? Is that on Mount Ontario and
No, we're over in Arkansas. We're in Arkansas now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We left Colorado about a half hour ago.
Sorry, I'm slow.
We're working our way up to the diamond mine, man.
Yeah.
We had to stop at the Arrowhead. That's in Mena. You know, that's west of Mount Ida. Like that's where the Arrowhead is in Mena. And then when you go to the east, you'll get into Hot Springs and the Ouachita National Forest. That's where all the quartz veins are located. They're just everywhere. You can go almost everybody's backyard has crystals pretty much. Crazy.
That's cool.
Nothing big to get the Ron Coleman, to get them really big like that, it's best to go to Ron Coleman. You know,
Right.
Back in the 20s or 30s, whenever, I guess World War One, you know, the military they controlled all that stuff. They had all that guarded off because they were using the quartz for the communication systems, you know, for radios and
Right.
They
Crystal
had all
radios.
that. They had like literally guarded troops out there guarding all the outcroppings of the crystals back in the day. Crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, the military's always taken over the minerals during war. You know.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what they say there. For they're probably taking those big, giant, expensive clusters and selling them.
Well, yeah, for the war effort.
Oh, it's for a radio.
Yeah. We're making this big, giant radio.
Oh, it's for their phantom or proton laser beams or something like that.
Yeah. Apparently they have like you know, you can store data or on like a quartz disk or something.
Yeah, they're
using quartz for like CD disk or disk.
Right. They're using quartz to store data, which is really, but because it produces energy, you know, so I guess it's able to store energy too then. So if we can store energy, you can store data.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's above my pay grade, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I kind of understand the concept, and that's about it, you know.
Yeah.
How it actually works, don't know.
Yeah, I know that there's you know, watch companies that drop the quartz bombs in their advertising.
No, of course. Well, growing up as a kid, you were able to make Heath kits, which were a quartz radio, you know, or a crystal radio, I should say.
Yeah.
You know, and then they did away with those for a while. So I guess they're back again.
They went to radiation.
Right. Yeah.
That's better. That's worse for us.
Of course.
They found out that the quartz was good for it. It's positive energy. You know? Can't have that.
Nobody brought up the fact that hippies are particularly fond of quartz as well for their positive energy. So that's another big class of people that buy these rocks and gems and.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they say you don't get drunk if you carry amethyst too. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Hey, GGP, what's up, Chris? Who else?
Yeah, they say all stones and minerals have, like, you know, it's all elements from the earth, you know, and it's all earth is good, you know, so it's all good. I mean, there are rocks in Colorado with radiation. I'm sure those aren't probably good rocks. So
at least, like everything else, in moderation, they're okay.
Yeah.
The fun that Angela is. Yeah. I think she'd be going crazy talking about it. She's all about it. So I'm not educated enough to talk about
crystals.
Yeah, and healing powers and positive energy and good vibes and all that.
Yeah. I ran into an older couple at the diamond mine, and they seem to be pretty educated with the quartz, and, you know, like back in the day, women would hold a thread and a needle over their stomach to see if they're pregnant, you know, and that's the energy off her stomach, you know. Well, she was demonstrating with, like, you know, she had this necklace with the cross, and it would spin like clockwise or counterclockwise, and that was either, if it went counterclockwise, if it was like a remote control or a smartphone, it would go counterclockwise, and that would be negative energy. But if she had like a crystal or a piece of gold, it would go clockwise, and that would be, you know, good.
Right.
So I don't know, just that stuff right there kind of got me opening my eyes. I was all like, oh, okay, well,
and prospects with a pendulum.
Yeah, I have amethyst crystal I use in a pendulum, and also adventurite stone. I haven't played with my pendulum much lately, though.
Hello, Rhonda Tulliver, the Lucky. Good evening.
But yeah, they say diamonds are like the top of them all. Like a diamond, and you put a diamond in gold, and then like maybe the Egyptians, like in their drawings, they've got those. I don't know, what am I thinking? Like a gauntlet, some type of like bracelet, with that diamond and gold is is so good for you, but it's got to be on like your left side of your body. You don't wear it on your right arm, you wear it on your left arm.
Right. You have to be facing the south and breathe in a certain direction, right?
Yeah. Who knows? I'm still trying to get enough gold to make something,
One day, perseverance, it all adds up, Jason.
Yeah. Got enough for maybe a gram. So I think I've got maybe 2 grams, with the mining, and just I think I bought not a few, just like I did a Klesh Crumbs once, and I think I did like the GPAA gave me some pay dirt one time or something, and pan that out. That's about all the gold I have.
You just need to get out there and get some gold digging going.
Yeah, I want to get out to Colorado.
Now,
I'm headed back to Colorado. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on that. Well, it's more like a hard pan there at the Catch Creek, and I got half a bucket and got like 0.14 and half a bucket. To me, that wasn't too bad. Just for sweeping the ground.
Right. Now, when I went to Crater of Diamonds, which has been a couple years now, I brought back a couple buckets of material, right? Yep. And I went through it. Didn't really, I brought home a bucket of dirt and rocks is what I brought home. Actually, a lot of clay. Holy cow. Holy cow. But actually, after I cleaned out most of the clay and everything out of it, kind of got it cleaned a bit, I ran it through a sluice, and I actually found a little bit of gold in that material. It wasn't not enough to set up a mine, but but yeah. I was surprised although I had heard that there is gold, but you really have to dig deep for it. I'm thinking that during the process they're bringing it up too, but it's fine, real fine gold.
That's the thing about the crater. Actually was when we use a Saruka to make our centers and then flip it over to pick our diamonds out. I've actually had a small little. I actually could pick that piece of gold. I had a little picker from the Crater of Diamonds. I found pyrite there, so I knew what gold looked like.
Right.
But that's out of all the centers I've done, that's the only little piece I've ever seen. But like you're running it through a sluice, you could probably actually gather it because
this you wouldn't have seen in your Saruka.
Right.
This stuff you wouldn't have seen in your Saruka when you did the flip on it.
Minus 50, minus 50 or something.
Yeah. No, you're not going to see this, but it's there.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. See, these diamonds, just to make a diamond, taking it from the octahedron, from its natural form, that's the way that they get them in Africa, way deep down, they're octahedrons. And at the Crater of Diamonds, they had the eruption below caused a lot of heat. It takes over 4,000 degrees just to even melt the diamond for a long time, so it had the heat, which was over 4,000 degrees, and then it had the pressure, which took the diamonds from the octahedrons, and then it made them into the shapes that we see today. It's like you take an ice cube out of the freezer, and then you let it melt out in the sun, and it gets all weird, and then you stick it back in the freezer, and it hardens again. That's what those diamonds. That's what they did out there. Those diamonds went from octahedrons to called resorbed. And it made them like 28% harder than any diamond found in the world. So that's
wow. So what's the ore body there again? It's not kimberlite like up in Canada.
Yeah,
right?
this is they used to call it kimberlite back when they first found the crater of diamonds, because they had diamonds and then they seen this weird other rock, so they just said, oh, that's kimberlite. But after years went by, they did studies were improved and they could actually tell there was different minerals, so they called it lamprite. They changed it to lamprite. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's the host. And that's the thing out the craters, since that eruption, happened, and all that heat and pressure and the speed, all the diamonds were released out of the hose, the lamprite. So it took like 9 tons to get like 1 diamond out of that lamprite, or 4 tons per diamond. So that really wasn't productive to work that material,
It wasn't a good production mine.
They got trapped in. Yeah, you want to find the gravel. They got trapped in all that gravel during that eruption. They got released from the matrix, and then they got caught in the heavier material, which was the gravel. Got just stuck in it and trapped with all that gravel. So that's why we chased the gravel.
Okay. So is it heavier? Is it heavy? What's the specific weight of a diamond?
Oh, I'm no scientist with it.
I mean, like, we know that gold is 19 and a half times or so heavier than water.
Yeah, all I know is that there's garnets. You can find little garnets at the crater, diamonds in your centers. And if you're seeing a little bitty, I'm talking like the size of maybe like, I'm small, like a -30 screen or something, or maybe a little bit bigger than a -30, But if you get those garnets, you've got a good chance of getting the diamonds, because the garnets are a little bit heavier than the diamonds, and the diamonds are heavier than all the jasper and the calcite and the quartz.
Right. Okay.
There's just a few minerals out there. You got hematite, magnetite, and if you're finding the hematite and the magnetite, you're definitely going to probably get some diamonds, because that's a good heavy.
That's the heavy stuff, right?
They've got the brown jasper, you've got black jasper, you got different colors of jasper, but the best jasper is the red, because the red is like an iron stained, so that added weight to them. So therefore, if you got a bunch of red jasper, you're probably going to get a diamond, because you're just near more heavier rocks, heavier material. So, and the barite's a good indicator as well.
So diamonds are heavy, like where you would look for them the same way, because they're heavier than the rest of the material around them for the most part.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Pretty much like gold in a way, yeah, because they're just, all the other materials a lot of it, the lamprite will float. It almost floats in the water if you're bouncing your Saruka. Some of that stuff will just float off, and it's real fluffy, and all the heavy minerals go straight to the bottom. That's be the diamonds, and when you put that Saruka over, the diamonds will be just sitting there on top. I may have flipped about, my 1 carat was flipped. I flipped it. I found it at home. I did my centers at home and brought my material home and did my centers and got that 1 carat. So I got quite a few off the center. I've actually just washing and looking down in my screen, actually picked out an 8-point, one of my videos. I couldn't believe it, just to be washing out there. My last bucket, I'm thinking, wow, here's my last 18 bucket, and then washing, I look down, and the bubbles on my screen you can see bubbles sometimes that kind of looks like a diamond. Well, this bubble was definitely a diamond, like a yellowish color. So a lot of fun just to pick it out of the screen.
I don't know.
Anytime you don't have. Go on.
So I think the first video of yours I watched was your first diamond of 2020. And it's so crazy because I don't even know how you can spot them, because you said, look, I found a diamond, and I'm staring at your pile of rocks and dirt, and I think I see it, and then you finally point at it. I'm like, that wasn't what I thought it was. I don't know how you can pick them out.
Yeah, the average diamond found out there is the size of a match head. They're really small, and the old mining companies, they were after the big ones, back in the 20s and 30s out there. They had the big commercial operations, and you know, I think their bottom classifier was like some of them were a 1/4 inch, you know, or maybe a little bit under a 1/4 inch. So all those little match head size diamonds, they you know, they lost. They didn't worry about those. That's why we find so many. And then they would have the equipment broke down, and they'd have to shovel out the ore, and then they would never recover that ore. And there's how we got probably the 5 carats and the 7 carats, because the old mining companies, they scraped that place down to the hard pan and worked all that material 4 times, and then dumped it up, pushed it all back up on the field, and that's what we dig in today. You know, is pretty much. And now if you dig down deep like I used to, and every now and then, you know, I'll try to, but it's a lot of work to dig down and 6 feet down, you know, in a day and fill in your hole and carry your buckets. And but that's where you can get into that gravel veins where, you know, that's where my 1 carat came from. It was like in, you know, 14 buckets or something, you know, 16 buckets, not a whole lot, you know.
What I did when I was there compared to you was like absolutely nothing.
You walked around and said, what? And like I did my first time, just walked around and trying to figure it out, you know.
Right. You know, I actually went to a spot that had been tilled over, but no one's dug in it yet. I don't know why they didn't dig in it. Maybe they knew there was nothing there. I don't know, but I knew that it was freshly tilled over, you know. And that's the other thing too. How often do they do that? How often do they turn the dirt over again?
Yeah, the tilling is good as long as we're going to get a lot of rain pretty much afterwards, because that material, you know, the soil out there is like one of the 5th heaviest soils in the world.
That's some nasty, you know, clay.
It takes like a 10-inch rain just to move a little bitty rock, you know. I mean, so when they plow it, it's all resets the whole field. You got to wait for those, you know, 8-inch rains and really like 6-inch minimum, and it's got to not, you know, sprinkle for. It's got to like all come down at once in like an hour.
Do a wash
just to get the gravel, you know, accumulating and building back up, and it takes months and months. And then you got regulars out there scooping every little bit that builds up. And it's not always good to go out there right after a plow. You know, I like to go after I know they plowed it and it's been rained on really hard, you know, and you got a good chance to go get some good gravel just right off the surface.
Yeah, so you want to go there after they've had a good rain as opposed to a freshly plowed.
Yeah, lots of rain. Yeah. If they plowed 5 months ago, but it's been raining, it's good. You know, it's still probably good. That stuff's gonna wash.
So then that would create what, little runoffs and streams that's moving all the material around and moving it to the So you're basically it's like looking for gold then, right?
Yeah, you're looking for the drop zone where heavy's going to drop and get hung up, you know, and look for gravel built up behind a big rock or something where all the material stopped, you know, and just, you know, everything just stopped right there. And inside bends, you know, you got the east drain, and I found a lot of diamonds just scraping on that inside bend because they're gonna do the exact same thing, and you know, when they lose their velocity, they're gonna fall on that inside bend. Because they're heavier, you know. When you get in that inside bend, it's full of silt, and you know that stuff weighs nothing. So
yeah, when I went there, it was pretty dry. It was pretty dry and hot.
Yeah, it's always 10 degrees hotter. That's something else you want to keep in mind when you go there this time of year. It's, you know, it's 10 degrees hotter. If it's 110 in town, it's 120 at the crater.
Yeah, because you're out exposed in an open field of dirt.
You're in volcanic material, just solid rock and clay, you know, just in a pit, you know, in a hole.
Right.
Trees, 60-foot tall tree. And then we dig down we've been down about 8-9 feet, probably the deepest I've been down there, and there's no breeze down there either. It's at least 130 degrees.
Wow.
You know, during the June and July, if you go dig a hole, you're crazy. And it's really hot. It's 130 degrees every bit, you know. We go through about five t-shirts. You want about 8 Gatorades, you know, 2 gallons of water. It's hard. Yeah.
That's a whole day there for what?
But that diamond, you could get a diamond worth that could be a $10,000 day. It could be a $20 day. You never know.
Right.
You know, while we do it, we'll do whatever it takes to. I've wore out wagons. You know, we've worn those wagons, those from like Tractor Supply. You can go get the 2x4 foot wagons, and we've hauled, you know, tons and tons of ore. You know, taking them to our wash station from the field, and just. I'm on my second wagon now. Actually, my third. My first wagon was like way too small, and then my next wagon was perfect. We just wore it out. I've actually re-welded the bottom and reinforced it, and it's just finally all the tires are gone.
So I know that you use a rod to go to find gravel underneath.
Yep.
So when you do that, do you wash all the material that you're digging out of that hole? I mean, do you process?
You'll usually come to when you probe, you'll sometimes hit a little thin layer.
Okay.
And it could be from 1 inch thick to we've hit it to where it was about 3 foot thick. And I told my partner, I'm all like, we should probably save this stuff. Oh, that's the wrong, you know, he knew it all and he didn't want any of that stuff. So we threw it all out. And about a month later, a kid picked up a 7 carat right over there where we were. So, we probably should have saved that.
That would have probably been the material to run, huh?
That's where the kid found the Superman diamond. I swear it was right there by our hole. Right there. And that's where I got my 1 carat. So, but we got through that layer to get to the layer we wanted to get to. You know, we went through that 2, it was about a 2.5 foot layer. We threw all that out, you know, and there went the big diamonds, and then we went and got the little diamonds.
Okay.
You never know. I mean, you never
so
say
it would have been smart to just run everything, huh?
Yeah.
So and when I say run, I'm talking about you're classifying and watching material, right? And then when I'm saying run,
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, you're classifying your material, you're running it through your Sarukas.
Mm-hmm.
That's your run, right? When you're doing this.
Yeah, we'll break it through I'll go through I got 3 classifiers. I'll do the 1/2 inch. That's just my breakdown. Because when you're out there, you got big rocks. I get people commenting like, oh, why don't you classify it first? Well, like when you was there any water down there to classify
No,
it?
just as the stations.
So you just scoop it up, take it to your wash station.
Yeah.
There could be a big diamond stuck to that big rock. You know, you just throw it in your bucket and carry it. You know, I've carried 40-pound jaspers over to because there could have been a diamond stuck on that thing. I don't know. You know, there's cavities in that stuff.
Right.
Wash all the cavities. The conglomerates are what I like. You'll be digging out there and come to a big conglomerate. We all know what conglomerate is, but the crater's got all the jasper and everything fused together, and that's a lot of cavities. You really want to clean those really good. You know, you'll spend 5-10 minutes cleaning a conglomerate just to get it all cleaned out. You know, and because there could be a diamond stuck up in there.
Thank you for the super chat, Flower Gold Wizard, Jason.
Yeah,
buddy. Oh yeah, super chat.
Thank you. But yeah, the probing, you know, you can use the probe and find the layers down deep, and they start around 3 feet. Or you can work the surface. You know, I'm up to about 35 diamonds, and you know, I would say half. Well, I think I've been working the field the last few trips just because of my elbow, and I was digging holes with people, and then it got to too much drama, and I was digging. I can do it by myself, so I did that for about a year. I dug at least, you know, 5 holes by myself, and I can't do it by myself anymore. It's just
so yeah, I noticed too that there are people that go there and what they do is surface hunt.
Oh yeah, you can. Yep. Last March, you know, in October, they cut in that new trench in the very south end. They ripped out like a lot of material in the field and made a trench. It was like 5 feet, 6 feet down. And a lady, I was leaving one day after they cut that in. It was like October, and she's like, "You want to see a diamond?" I'm all like, "Yeah, you know, another little diamond, sure." And yeah, big 3 carat, like a 3. It's a brown. You know, wasn't the prettiest diamond, but it's a 3 carat. Been fun to get.
Well, you know, they sell those as chocolate diamonds now, so.
Yeah, just laying. She got off just laying on the surface, right where I was working all that whole trip. You know, and I tell myself every day I'm stepping up. Just stepped on a big one. You know, there's so many rocks. There's so many rocks out there. It's just,
Yeah, and it's really hard to actually see them until you've got that trained eye. It's because I did a little walking around too, seeing if I got lucky and spotted one, but it's not, you know, because there's a lot of things out there that you go, oh, is that? No, that isn't one. You know,
the mica will get you big time. You know, just like gold.
Right. You know,
that mica I have. You know, yeah, the mica will get you, and the quartz, everything out there that's shiny. And when you're out there surface hunting, you don't want to. When you're surface hunting, you'll finally say, okay, that's mica. You've walked up to so many times, it's just a little bitty speck, and you're like, okay, you'll get used to that little shine. And you know, the diamonds have their own unique shine, and you got to hit it just right, or it won't shine. And you know, it's got to be all just, you know, that diamond is meant for you to find. If you're gonna find it on the surface,
that isn't what you're actually looking for. Are you looking for that shine because there's so much of it around, or are you looking for something else that tells you that's a diamond?
Oh, well, I mean,
I'm
as far as
for just 1 second, guys. Excuse me.
Okay.
I don't know if we can see these here, but you know, like here's a piece of quartz. Like that's quartz. You can see how it's just pretty plain.
Right.
And then here's
kind of a dull looking.
Yeah, let's get the other diamond here. There we go. Maybe this one here is. And then that's so small.
So does the way it's
yeah, it's so small. There, now you can kind of see the.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. I don't know. It's got a more
south.
It's got more. The diamonds have a metallic. You know, they got facets. That's what the crater diamonds will register it by. They got to have those resource. You can't go take an octahedron that you bought and say, "Oh, found this at the crater today," and they're going to say, they're going to laugh at you.
We got a couple of questions for you right after I thank the tech Duju for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat. Do you ever use UV light to a UV light or a black light to help you find diamonds, Jason?
Well, I use a black light after I find my diamonds because I like to see if any of them are fluorescent, because I've actually found my 1 carat would glow blue under black light, and I found some others like that glow green, some would glow orange. But as far as finding them, it's, you know, a lot of that material is going to glow, like the calcite glows, and you'll have so many glowing objects in there. It's better just to see it with your naked eye. That diamond is going to give out that metallic. It's going to have a metallic shine that, you know, if you got the black light out, there's going to be so many other things lit up and glowing. It's going to be hard to see it.
It's like looking at the stars.
You're going to have the room pitch black. So that's right there not a good thing. And a lot of stuff will be glowing. So I like to use the black light just to test them after I find them.
Okay. Jason from Flower Gold Wizard, Diamond Miner Ivins, are we gonna do a collab or what?
For what?
Or what?
Or what? Oh, yeah.
Or what?
Hey, drive to Texas. I'll drive on down to Texas, buddy. We'll do one. I'm not sure when I go.
How about we just meet you at the crater?
He's in Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Flower Gold, that Wisconsin or Lake Michigan area?
I think up in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Wow, that's a good it'd
It's a
be
long
fun.
drive.
As long as you're guaranteed an ounce of gold, I'll be there.
Well, you'll have to make the drive to Ohio or wherever we decide to have next year's Splash Bash.
Right on, yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh man, it's a great time, and the community's super welcoming. So, and I'm sure they would just pick your brain like crazy on some of the stones that we also found in that particular area. But yeah, I think it would mesh up very well.
That'd be fun, yeah.
I don't believe that for a second, Jason, Flower Gold Wizard. He says there will be no mosquitoes, I promise.
Oh, nice, I'm there.
Right.
I think his nose is growing.
Yeah, I'm already getting prepared for the ticks in Arkansas coming up. I have to coat my body and use neem oil. I use neem oil, NEEM. Neem oil is supposed to, and I hear if you eat a lot of garlic, that'll help keep the ticks off. But yeah, Arkansas is full of ticks. Mosquitoes, you got the horse flies, you got we call elephant flies out right now. It's not
Bugs everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think there's much anybody can do to escape them right now.
Nope. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, ticks in Virginia.
That's why I like going to Colorado this past month. It's just no bugs yet. Even in Colorado, there's a lot of mosquitoes in the summer.
Right.
Eat you alive. Eat me alive. Is that all the questions we got?
Circle Pirate says that oil is strong smelling.
Yep, very strong. Yep.
Pleasantly strong or unpleasantly strong?
Oh, I don't mind it really. It's kind of a bitter, kind of like it's not like it's a bad odor. You know, it's not like you stink. Everybody's looking at you weird, but it's not like it's not a bad smell. It's just got its own unique smell.
It's just a strong smell. What's up, Chef Barry?
But yeah, that's what the diamonds. When you're surface hunting, you just want to look for that metallic. You know, the diamonds are rounded. Most of them have a smooth facets, you know, and the quartz will be jagged and rough. And, you know, and I found quartz where I've taken it to the inspection and they were in there for 20 minutes trying to see what, you know, and they'll come back, you know, but it takes them a while, you know, but it's just because that diamond has its own metallic shine that,
So how do they determine whether it's you really have a diamond or not? How do they do that?
They'll take it under the loop, like it's a microscope. You know, it's all electronic, like really cool. Like they'll blow it up real big. Like here, I have some pictures of. Let's get a picture. Like here's a nice one that I found. So like they'll blow it up real big. You know, that's like a what was this? Like a 4 point. You know, it takes 100 points to equal a carat. So this isn't even a 1/10 of a carat. It's not even a near a quarter. It's a 4. You know, it's a very small diamond, but it's a pretty one. And that's what they'll go by these rounded facets here. You know, see this, and like that's the only flaws in it were right here. The little internal carbon as carbon, but other than that, it was like a perfect. It was a really nice diamond. That's what they go by, the facets here. We'll look at one here that might be able to show up a little bit uglier. Like see, it's really been heated up and it's melted. Like, and there's the facet. That's what they'll go by. Is that shine? That's the part that didn't get burnt up, and that's how they'll be able to identify that. And if you flipped it up, this one here flipped over. I think that's it flipped over. You know, there's still not really a facet on there. You know, I'm not sure if y'all can see that.
Yeah. Is this evaluation that they do for you? Is that included in your daily cost or your weekend cost, or is that something you pay for?
No, it's part of the $10. Yeah, say if you find the diamond one day and you find it at your camp or at home and you want to go back and get it looked at, you'll have to pay another $10. But if you find it in that same day, they'll definitely get it registered. Here's another one that's And this one may be going to one of my patrons when we get up there around, if I ever get up to about 20, 30 patrons, I might give that diamond away. That's a really nice diamond right there.
Yeah.
And you can see all the facets. And
so is that something that can be polished and set into a stone, or would you do anything with that?
Yeah, well, this one here, you'd want to just leave it, like I say, it's a 6 point, so it's really small. But say if this was a carat, you'd leave it just like that. That's a gem quality naturally. That's got the facets. That's the thing about Arkansas diamonds. You can find them gem quality. That right there is uncut, unpolished. That's a natural diamond right there. That's the one I tried to show you up close. It's
right.
So small. But if that was a 1 carat, if it was a 2 carat and it looked like that and you got it cut, that thing you'd probably have to wear sunglasses just to look at it. It would blind you. Yeah. They're beautiful.
You know my address, Jason.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got a whole stack here. Here's all my pictures that I've had printed out.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are all diamonds that I've.
So how long you been doing this? How long you been going?
I made my first trip. I was I broke my leg in 2011. I used to be just motocross only. If you didn't like dirt bikes, I didn't like you. That was when I broke my leg, I was like, okay, I need to be nice. I was like, in 2007, we actually saw the there was like some treasure show on TV. I was at my buddy's house. We'd go watch that treasure show. It was like this girl. She'd travel around to different places to find gems, and she went to the Crater of Diamonds one day, and we watched that episode. And I was like, wow, I'm going to the. Well, I never went. And it was 2012. After I could walk again, I was like, I did a out of town job and had a little bit of money to go. I was like, I'm going to the Crater of Diamonds. I loaded up and I went in 2012 and around Easter, and then I went back again and I had diamond fever bad. I didn't even find the diamond, but I had it so bad. and everybody doubted me, like, oh, you're wasting your time. People that's been there, oh, we didn't find no diamond. You're just blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm gonna get one. So I kept going and going, but in 2013 I didn't go. 2014 I didn't. I went twice in 2012, and then in 2015 I got back into motocross. Yeah, that's what it was. So after I got hurt again, I was like, okay, I gotta just go look for rocks and do something that's safe. So I found my first diamond here at my house. I was going through a bunch of my shiny rocks I was saved out of my centers. And I put everything away one evening. And I went back the next day, and on my desk it was kind of getting dark out, and I see something glowing. I'm all like, oh, I must have left a piece of quartz out, And I was like, wait a minute, quartz don't glow in the dark. What the hell is this thing? So I was like, oh, it could be a diamond. I heard they would kind of still give out that shine when it's even kind of dark, And so I got my little diamond tester. Little digital tester, and to be a diamond. It was a 1 point yellow. It was my first diamond. A little bitty nice. Speck, and that set it off. I was like, okay, I'm loaded up. Went back. I planned about a week trip at a time. So I went back. It was 2015. I went and worked. 4 or 5 days. Brought my material home, and I had a 22 brown in that material. I got my first diamond on my center. I was in my shop and I flipped it and found a 22, just right out of about a quarter carat diamond. Really pretty. I think I have the picture of it here. But yeah, that 22 brown, here it is. Yeah, when I got it on the center, that was really exciting to flip. It's oh wait, yeah, that's it. That's a 22 brown. So after seeing that, I'm like, okay, back to the crater, and I'd go back and get a diamond. Okay, back to the crater, and I just kept doing that for let's see, in 2016, I pretty much what you call a regular. You know, I would go there. People, you know, the ranger, the parks, everybody kind of knew who I was. You know, the park staff kind of, oh, there's, you know, Jason again, he's back. You know, and everybody started to remember who I was, and I was just going there all week long. You know, and so in 2016, I became a regular, and I teamed up with a guy named Isaac Harden, and him and we dug hole after hole and found some good diamonds digging holes that summer. Well, we dug 2 holes that summer in 2016, and I got a 33 point white diamond out of our first hole. He didn't even get a diamond, and then our second hole I didn't get nothing. He got a couple of diamonds. And after that, that was June or July. I was so beat, my feet were so blistered up, and you know, we baked every day in the sun for a whole month. I was like, okay, I was broke. I ran out of money. So I went back to work. I worked for about a year and then saved up my money. And next thing I know, I'm back to digging holes, and we were full time at it again. It was around October took about 3 months off. It was about 3 months. I went to Chicago and worked for about 3 or 4 months, and got back out there around October of 2016, and that whole winter we hit it pretty hard. It was December. I got my 1 carat, and I saved it till the beginning of the year to turn it in. That way I could be the king of the hill. I wanted to be the top of the mountain for a while, and I was king of the hill for about 2-3 weeks. And an old man, George from Massachusetts, he would drive all the way from like Massachusetts, about 75, 80 years old, and he found a 1.45 or something and knocked me down. I was like, oh man. Yeah. But it was fun. Yeah, it was fun I turned in 3 diamonds it was like January 7th of 2017, and it was my all those 3 came from 1 hole.
Wow. So
yeah.
Is a carat, who was it that asked that? Is carat by weight? David Vila wants to know.
Carat is a weight.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's 100. On your decimal, it'd be 100 points. You know, if you just if it was like a double digit, say like a 10 carat, it'd be 1,000 points. It'd be 1,000 point diamond. Is that right? Yeah, because if it was 500, it'd be a 5 carat. It's 100 points equal a carat. Yeah, a carat's a weight. Yep.
So when you're talking about points, what are you talking about there?
Yeah, like I was saying, like my 1 carat was a 1.03. Okay, it was a 1 carat and 3 points. Just because it takes 100 points to equal a carat. So if you got a 25 point diamond, that's a 1/4 carat diamond. If you got a 50 point diamond, that's a 1/2 carat diamond.
So a point is a weight measurement? It's
no. Yeah. Points are the weight. Yeah, that's a 75. Yeah. But then when you go from carats, you're going down to points because you're no longer in the carats. It's just a 50 point would be a 1/2 carat, so that would be weight. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And here's this one here is probably one of my best diamonds to find. That's the 12 point that I got out of one of my holes. It's in one of my videos. It's where I dug a hole and got that diamond out of it. It was like 18 buckets or so. And then it wasn't a couple of days later, somebody went over there and dug it all up, and they got a diamond. Just because I made a video, I was like, dang, that's the thing. I started making these videos, and which, I know I'm showing the world, but man, they don't take them long to get over there and dig it up out there.
Well, the one reason why we don't show gold much anymore.
But it's kind of hard not to show where you're at, where you're at the crater of diamonds.
True.
Like I say, I've been a regular. I did the whole. I'm gonna go get. I'm gonna go and get a bunch of diamonds and make a bunch of money, and that didn't work. And so now I started making the videos. I enjoy just doing the videos, so I don't mind showing where I'm at, you know, because I've already done the greedy. I've already had the greedy fever too. I don't care about that anymore either. You know, I'm not there to like. You got a lot of people out there that they haven't dug in 40 years, but they still think that's their gravel over there, and they'll go tell on you in a second. You know?
So what kind of like that half carat or that half carat one you were showing a minute ago, was that a half carat? What kind of value does that have?
Let's see. Let me find my half carat. My half carat had a lot of flaws. You know, it had a lot of carbon, but it had a really nice big facet where you could set that on a setting just like that, and you would see that really nice shine. So that's one thing that kind of made it but like a lot of the regulars there that live at the diamond mine and sell their diamonds there in Arkansas, you can only get about 20, you know, for the really pretty diamond, you're looking at maybe 25 tops a point, you know, per point.
Per point.
Yeah, per point, you know, so which isn't bad, you know, but it's not really.
What relative to a non-crater diamond, what is that?
They want like $10 a point, you know, for like
okay,
African diamonds, like at least at the pawn shop.
Right.
I'm not sure about it.
I mean, like on the open market, you know, for a diamond.
That's my half carat. It's, you know, the facet was like this big part here, but you can see it's just, you know, it's got inclusions everywhere.
Yeah, it's got a lot of carbon and a lot of inclusions.
I would have been happy with $500, you know.
Would you have been able to get that?
I think I sold like 22 diamonds. Like this one went with it, and like my first collection, you know, I had like 22 at the time, and a lady bought them all, you know, and so I probably got close to that for that diamond.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
I know I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but I definitely didn't get under the 20 a point. You know,
you didn't really get a loss.
No, I wasn't gonna do a loss at all.
Right.
So David Villa says, would you have your stones cut?
Well, none of these that I have right now. Have I had them cut, or will I?
Would you, or have you? Let's do both.
Oh, I never have. My 1 carat was the biggest diamond I found, and to get an Arkansas diamond cut, it takes more Arkansas diamonds because you can't take African diamonds and cut them. They're just going to break the African. They're so much stronger that you're going to have a lot more Arkansas diamonds, which I definitely really wanted to say, here, take all these to cut that one, you know.
Right.
That's what it takes. It takes Arkansas diamonds to cut Arkansas diamonds. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Henry Ford discovered this out. He back in the, I guess what it was, that 30s and 40s, you know, Henry Ford era. He you know, he wanted to purchase the diamond mine. He went all over the world and got every diamond that was known and put it on a grinding wheel, and he let it just sit there and grind. He put all the diamonds and let another disc grind on them for like a whole year. You know, it was like every day it just sat there and turned diamonds, and then when he picked it up, like all the other diamonds, all the African and every diamond was pretty much disintegrated, and the Arkansas diamonds didn't even have a scratch on it.
Wow.
So that told him he needed that diamond mine to make his drill bits and just to make drill bits, just to have cutting tools. And but they were able to keep it a state park. You know, they were I forget who was in charge of all that, but he turned it into a state park. You know, the state bought it or whatever. And,
Yeah.
So Henry Ford tried to buy that mine.
oh yeah, he was one that yeah. If he would have got a hold of it, there wouldn't be anything there. It'd be a big hole. Yeah, he would have cleaned it out.
Yeah, left it.
It's a good thing he didn't get it. And then even in the early 90s, there was a big operation north of Murfreesboro, the town that it's in. Because there's some other blowouts.
I was going to ask you about that. Is there other areas are there places around the crater that you can find diamonds?
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple more blowout lamprite pipes north of the crater, and they did mining operations over there. And one of them was over there, and they wanted some of the crater diamond material. So in the 90s, they got access to take like tons and tons of material. They took a lot of the lamprite is what they took. And I'm sure they got some gravel in there with it, of course.
Right.
But yeah, they put a big dent in it during the 90s. It made a lot of people mad, and there was one local that, because of Shirley, we really have a diamond mine still to get to go to. If it wasn't for Shirley Strong, for standing up to those people and making sure that they're not going to destroy the crater. And because during that testing, they got into the amethyst, or the huge amethyst blossom, just bigger than a car, just amethyst, like 20, 30 feet down. She said the excavator was over there at Canary Hill. And Shirley's like a fourth generation diamond miner. She was raised at the Crater Diamond. Her great grandfather had one of the early mining operations, the Lee Wagner. He found a 20 karat diamond or something. It was crazy. But yeah, she if it wasn't for her, they would have taken more material, and probably who knows what would be the diamond mine would be like. But people's definitely done testing, and the people up above, like the other blowout, the other kimberlite pipes, they mined it all. It's been mined for a long time, that's for sure.
So do they do pay to dig too, or?
Oh, all those places are all shut down. They're all locked up. Gates are all, it's all shut down. That was all early 90s. Like I say, it takes double digit diamonds to be successful, and that place just doesn't. That's the thing. When Lee Wagner found that big, it was like a 20 karat or a 12. I don't even recall, but I had my book over here to find out. But I do have it. But what were we saying about that ain't it. What was your question again, Jesse, about the
other mines in the area are pay to dig?
Oh, yeah, no, they're all closed down, and
right.
Yeah, they all shut everything down years and years ago. It's been a state park for tourists since like the 1970s, when it became like an actual state park, for people to go and pay to dig. And
right.
It's been like that ever since. My parents actually went out there in 1968 when they were in their 20 years old. They happened to be up at Lake Greaston. They had back before kids, they had boats and cool stuff, and they're up at the lake. And my mom's brother was big into archaeology and geology, and he heard about the Crater of Diamonds, so they went down there, and they said it was just a big field of rocks, and they picked up glass bottles. They filled the whole car up with, this is in the 60s, so they made their money picking up glass bottles. But yeah, here's some of the testing right here. You can see they've got the big trucks coming in. This is in the 90s. They got the excavator, and
right.
And here's some of the diamonds that they found out of all that. Just beautiful, flawless.
Wow.
Nice.
And the guy that kind of wrote this book, I'm always like, yeah, what were those? Double digits? And he acts like, oh no, they're real small. And we're all like, yeah, right. We're always, those were our diamonds. That could have been my diamond. It was a big deal back then. Everybody, say Shirley was mad about it, them coming in there and just taking. And that's the thing. They took that material and then drove those trucks up the road and then worked it through one of those plants up there.
Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of but yeah, there's still plenty more out there.
Well, that's the thing too. Is
they say we'll be finding diamonds for the next 500 years out there, so you no need to rush.
And they're not being formed right now, are they? I mean, are there diamonds being formed underneath all that now, or no?
Oh no! Like I say, the diamonds the diamonds are formed 120 plus miles below, with all that heat, with all that pressure, and when that eruption 120 miles down, that that eruption had a blowout somewhere where it blew out right there in Arkansas, right there.
Okay.
And when that blew out, it forced the diamonds out of their the host rock, the lamprite. It brought all that material. They act like it all came up, like it blew up, hundreds of miles to the surface, and then all that material went back down, and then it went back up. It did that like 3 times. But it come up at the speed of light. They say, I mean, the force was so great that it just shot up at the speed of light, had the pressure and the heat. If it didn't have those 3 things, there wouldn't be diamonds there. The diamonds would have either got melted. If it had too much heat, they would have just continued and melted to nothing. And if it didn't have enough pressure and the speed, it wouldn't even have brought them up to the surface, that it got trapped halfway. So it's like everything was just so perfect and happened right to do that.
So the diamonds that they're finding now, I know they go in 2-3 times during the summer and plow that up. Are those diamonds being worked just from that area, or are they through that process coming from deeper and coming up?
There's some people.
Or is it just you digging big holes down there and bringing it all up?
Before you answer that, Jason, thank you, Nick, for the super chat. Oh yeah, super chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, they all coming from the surface. People find them just laying right there. Some people just walk out there and pick them up off the ground. Some chase the low spots like you're looking for gold, and then like me, I was always digging down 6 feet, 7 feet. The old timers, they say it gets good at 12 feet. If we could get down to 12 feet, that's when you're starting to get to the really good. You're looking at big diamonds.
So the only thing that's really getting churned up is the small stuff that's already up near the surface already, right? When they come in and plow, because how deep do they plow? What, 8-10 inches?
Right now they they used to actually have a plow where it was like really working everything up and chopping it all up. And I was out there one spring. It was like 2016. When I was a regular, they jackknifed that thing, and so I heard this crunch. I'm like, oh, they haven't plowed in like 4 months, and they finally got it out. Like the first day, the operator jackknifes it. I'm all like, oh my god. So there went the plow, and so for like another 2-3 weeks there was no plowing, and then they finally brought a little disc. They had like 2 discs on the back. It went from a plow with like 10 discs to a 2 disc. So now for the past 3 years they've just been turning over the same dirt. It's kind of been a drag, just
at least they didn't have to resort to an Amish guy and a horse with the plow.
Yeah, could be worse.
So right now, as of today, they're not plowing that deep or probably even that often, right?
It's last I heard, it seemed like, well, in October they had some excavating. They had some contractors come in and made the new trench. And when they made the new trench, they took that D7 or whatever, that D10 dozer, huge earth mover, and it had like 4 foot. It had the 4 foot deep forks on the back, and he forked that whole field like 4 feet down all the way. They just put lines like throughout the whole park,
Oh, okay.
And what happened was you got the east drain. So like here's the east drain. Well, he cut the rips parallel with the drain, so the water, he should have made his rips going at an angle to the drain. That way, the water can run off. It couldn't run off. Right. Everything was parallel, so it just went. The water flooded into that next 4 foot hole, and then to the next one. It was like a big stream sluice, and all the everything fell 4 feet down.
No. So everything fell back up. It fell back down because of the way they had it.
Yeah, big mistake. Over time it may be good, but so they put those big 4 foot rips. Now people out there like twisting their ankles and falling up to their knees, and yikes. I'm getting harassed for digging a 2 foot hole. It gets pretty wild out there with the hole digging. They're not too too fond of the deep diggers. Like back in the day, back in the 90s and the 80s and the 90s and even up to about 2008 or so, or maybe 2010, they said, okay, the creator was like, okay, no more, everybody's got you used to leave wash station out and all your water hose and, wherever you left off, you can walk out there and pick up the next day. Well, now you got to roll everything up. You got to put everything in your cage or carry it out to your truck. Nothing can be left out. And it's just, they ran all the diggers out. It used to look like a war zone out there. I mean, just 5-foot hole after 5-foot hole through that whole park.
So now they want scrapers in there, huh?
They just want tourists. They like the tourists. They're not too.
Yeah, you're not spending enough money with them.
Yeah, I mean, some diggers they don't really. I mean, you just gotta be a regular. You don't want to just show up and go dig a hole because you probably won't get too far.
Right.
Unless it's legal. If you're sloping it like it's supposed to and everything is like it's supposed to, they can't do anything about it. They just want you to slope your hole. If it's past 4 feet, you got to do your OSHA regulations and slope it to a certain.
Right.
It'd be like 15 feet by 15 feet the time you was to do it right, and it's almost impossible. It'd take about 3-4 guys, and then you got to divide all the gravel up to 3-4 people, and so that's why I just like to dig by myself.
Radio had a question, Ivan, about cubic zirconies. When they make cubic zirconies, how do they make them stones? Do you know?
What is it? Cubic what?
The fake diamond, cubic zirconies?
Oh,
or is that actually a stone?
Huh, I've heard about the fake diamonds and all that. I've never really done any research of what it seems like. They can make crystals too, like all types of stones now, artificial. So who knows?
Yeah.
It could probably just be silicone or epoxy or something.
And
epoxy
gems and
right up there.
right, and gems and prospecting Tasmania. Have you ever found a trigon record-keeping structure stone?
No, I haven't. Nope, never have. A trigon? What kind of stone?
Record keeper structure. That's.
Oh.
I have it in the Zoom chat for anyone to read. I just haven't heard no one bring those up, so I thought I'd put them out there.
Yep.
In the woods with Wolfie says zircon is a real stone. Cubic zircon is lab created.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks, Wolfie.
Mix it up in the lab.
Yeah, I'm not a geologist. I'm just a guy that likes to dig.
And zircon is older than diamond.
Huh. You haven't found yourself even becoming a little more interested in geology as you've done this? I mean, you're just hooked on the diamonds.
Yeah, I like it. I like the look. I like it all. I like about every mineral. The topaz has really got me after finding that whatever that thing I found.
That's a pretty stone. If it's a stone.
I'm ready to head down to Mason, Texas, and go dig that up. Yeah, I enjoy doing it all. I know that the arrowhead videos don't get good views, but I still like to go and make them. Because
right.
That's what I like to do. I guess if I was to find something cool, it might get some views, but can't find anything good. Just broken pieces.
So that's
the thing about it.
Have you gotten into geology more since you started getting more into diamonds?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've always been into it, I guess. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted books about rocks, and ever since I was a kid, I've been into it. I guess here probably since 2016, since I became a regular, I've wanted to know more about all the minerals there, and this and that. So yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's nice to know what you're looking at.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
No
know?
doubt. Even with the gold, even to know about gold, I had to do some, where had to watch a bunch of Jeff Williams. I got my knowledge on gold.
Okay, here's Gems and Prospecting Tasmania. Here's what he says. Cubic zirconia is created by the flame fusion technique. Fine dust is sprinkled through a superheated tube into a rotating disc.
Cool.
It's like melting glass.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, right?
So I wonder if I think they'll even actually like say if you get one of these artificial diamonds, I wonder if they'll actually test as a diamond, like, your test will show it to be one.
I don't know.
That's actually a great question. I wonder if you could try. I mean, if you know these people for shites and giggles, you could try to trick them.
You mean like a diamond tester? See if it would fool an actual electronic diamond tester?
Right. Yeah. See if it'll see if it'll even actually beep as it, like my diamond tester will beep. It'll shoot up into the red and beep when it's a diamond. If it's not a diamond, it won't do nothing. But
right.
I just wonder if those artificials will actually, does it even show it's a diamond with a tester? That'd be
I have to check out my wife's cubic zirconium diamonds.
There you go.
Because I know they're not real.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't see any more questions. Anybody else got any questions?
Yeah, guys, what you got? Well, you know what? You mentioned that you're now doing tours. Is that correct?
Wait, I got an answer on the diamond tester thing.
Okay.
Richard Davis says, no, they don't. I tried it with my diamond tester. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks, Richard.
I wouldn't think they would. But if they did, that wouldn't be good. Because then you could have fake diamonds.
Well, yeah, because those diamond testers, they test how fast heat travels through it. Is that what it is?
Yeah, right? It's a heat. Goes by the heat, the temperature.
Right.
Yeah. But what was your question about? What was the other?
Yeah, I thought you mentioned that you're now giving tours.
Oh yeah, the tours. Oh, I've had people wanted to, a guide, like hire me as a guide from the diamond mine to the quartz. I've had a lot of people want to just even go find the quartz and the crystals, and so yeah, that'd be cool. I've always wanted to kind of do like some guidance, be a guide at the park, at the crater, and kind of show people the tricks and the tips, in person.
Right.
I say go for it. The treasure vixens would be in for a tour.
Nice. Cool.
I want to get down to the crater of diamonds also. Jesse's been there.
Oh, I think we should plan.
A lot of it's a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
Our newest co-host is already starting to plan stuff. That would be cool. That would be a cool collaboration.
Oh yeah.
You're paying at the Crater of Diamonds with Diamond Ivins.
Now, okay, so and you'll have to forgive me. You've mentioned that you can find quartz. Did you also say you can find amethyst there, or do you have to go to a different mining area for that?
Well, that's the thing. The amethyst at the crater, it's kind of in one area. It's at the Canary Hill. Canary Hill's got the. That's where the back in the 90s they were doing that excavating work, and they dug into that big amethyst vein. Well, Shirley was there with her video camera recording it all, and they had to, like the excavator guy was putting it in his pocket and collecting, and she was recording, and he knew he couldn't, they filled it back up, and it busted up a lot of pieces with that excavator. So we think a lot of the pieces that are found today is pieces that was broken off and brought up to the surface, because there's a lot of little fingers, little veins coming from the main blossom, what do you want to call it? So even just those little fingers can have small amethyst, but like the big pieces people find out there, we think it was from that time when that guy ripped into that big cluster and just broke off all kinds of pieces, because he was on it for a good couple of days, probably just digging, you know, and just to get to it, he dug into it, you know, and poured them all over the ground. And so we're kind of wondering if that's how a lot of the amethyst got to the surface, you know, or is it from the small little vein? I'm planning on going out there and doing a video how to dig for amethyst, but I don't want to, you know, it could be out there and dig and not find any, and that video wouldn't be very good. But I may get out there and find a pocket. I actually know a guy that it was 2016. He went down in that area and went down about 4 feet, and he said he noticed the ground just turned to purple, and so then he just kept going, and amethyst, just little points about, like, you know, from an inch to like 2 inches just popped out. He filled up about a half a bucket full of them.
Wow.
And he said, and he gave them all away. And he thought he would be able to get more, and he never got any more.
Oh, man.
Like, don't give them all away, dude.
But there's still a possibility to be able to find some there then.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I say, there the little veins coming out probably have them, and then just from the excavator back in the day ripping into that big cluster, there's still some of those floating around. You can find big purple, like crisp, like chunks of purple out there in that area. So that means you're getting close. You know, you really have to dig down about 2-3 feet over there, and you'll start getting into some little purplish areas, and that's where you'll want to stay.
So do you think it's possible? You think it's still possible to find pockets in there of clusters?
Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
Oh yeah. If you was to go down about 6-7 feet, it gets even better. Like, right. I know an old digger, one of the old diggers. He would always dig over there, and he knows where there's amethyst pieces that are, you know, $500-600 laying down there, big clusters, you know.
Right.
Just laying there, but I mean, you'd have to break them off the vein, like they're attached to the vein and stuff. You'd have to spend some time down there he was just there for the gravel, you know, for the diamonds.
Yeah. So that's not what he was into.
No, he was there. Yeah. But yeah, the crater's got, if you're a rock hound, that's the place to go. They've got jasper, the amethyst can be found. They've got quartz, and even I found most of the quartz are fractured, but I've actually found like the 6-pointed, you know, pyramid type,
right,
the formation, you know, but most of it's going to be busted up on the cores. But there's, you know, you got there's fine agate that's really cool.
Yeah,
it's really pretty out there.
Oh, and you said you found some iron pyrite. That's a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, the pyrite. There's pieces of pyrite, and just all kinds of other smaller, you know, the garnets are tiny out there, but there's garnets, you know.
So,
very cool.
Yeah, there was another question from Ohio Relic Hunter. You mentioned you were into dirt bikes. Any interest in dual sports? Because us old dirt bikers never retire. We just get a little slower. Yeah. Never get the dirt 100% out of our blood. Have to settle for 80-20.
Oh, no. Yeah. I was looking at my bike just today, like, man, I've sold my boots, so I don't really like to ride unless I have all my gear. So I sold my motocross boots about a month ago, just so I could help get me to the Colorado trip. You know? So now I got to buy new boots if I want to ride again.
It's always something, huh?
Yeah. Well, with the dirt bikes, it's always something, and it's just. So I don't really ride, you know, much, but I would love to keep riding. It's just need boots.
Gotta have your boots now.
Riding. What?
You gotta have your boots now.
Oh yeah. You know, I guess I could take my bike to Colorado and, you know, pound and
he says
wear my rubber boots, but
right.
I would see something I'd want to. Yeah, I would come up to something I'd want to jump, and then I'd probably end up wishing I had my boots on with a twisted ankle or something.
Yeah, Hal Hunter says new moto boots suck. Takes about 2 years to break them in.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, yeah. Unless you ride every single day. I
You're
never did.
right.
Weekend warrior, you know.
Feel that.
Yeah, but I was going to show this off again for those that may not have seen the big gym that I found in Colorado. Walking around. Yeah, it'd be cool to get some aquamarines. Actually got back with the guy that does tours to dig for aquamarines. It's like $150 to go up there and you can dig her and you know the trip back to Colorado and $150.
Yeah, I was gonna say for $150, they better guarantee a stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he acts like people do well. You know, they triple, quadruple their money. You know, I mean, or more. You know, they just. But yeah, being up there, I mean, not like you could just step out at 13,000 feet and go to. I couldn't. You know, I'd have to slowly, you know, dig around, and I wouldn't be getting much material. Probably.
Right.
No.
Jason, Benzo Bonanza Mining and Prospectors says, take you to the Sapphire Mountain in North Carolina, open dig area, blue, pink, and almandine garnets.
Oh, wow. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. I'd like to get up to North Carolina.
Aquamarine and Spruce Pines, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. North Carolina is loaded.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to get. Yeah, that's one of my. That's on the list to get over there and. Okay.
There you go. Hook up with Benzo.
We're on our way, Benzo.
Yeah, I actually about a year and a half ago, I went back to work. I was doing some overhead crane servicing. We were installing the overhead cranes for like where, you know, whatever, you know, and yeah, I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to look up the emerald, you know, see if I can go find the emerald mines or whatever, you know, and I was like, I hope they're about a, you know, hour or 2 hours away. It was like, you know, 8 hours away. I was like, damn, you know. But I tried. I was going to take the rental car, you know.
So are you doing this full time? You know, you've mentioned that, you know, you'll go find some work here and there, but are you gym and stone hunting most of the time now?
Yeah, here lately, it's just trying to get content made. You know, that's the goal, is to keep the YouTube going with some content. That's just kind of why I've been at it full time. I've turned down several jobs just so making videos, you know. But now it's getting to the point where I'm probably going to have to go. I'm going to be going to Orleans here in about like in a month. Go do about a 6-day job over there. So bring some funds to keep going with it, because I'd rather just dig. I'd rather just keep doing the YouTube, keep making videos. I've a couple good months there on YouTube, but with all this mixed stuff, it really crashed. You know, with all that, but it picked back up here last couple weeks, so it's up and down. Maybe it'll stay up, you know, with the YouTube.
Yeah, that's how has the disease affected your hunting? You've been able to get out, or you've been stuck at home, or what?
Oh no, like I say, over here I mean, for one, I live out in the country. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I make YouTube videos here lately, so to me, I should be able to get to go. You know, they act like we're not allowed to go camping, but we can go to Walmart, you know, and be in their pack like sardines.
Right. Yeah, we
No,
yeah.
I went ahead and I just continued on, like, you know, I just kept on going out there and digging in the dirt, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did several trips. I think I went up to Arkansas during right when it started. Like, I was up there right as the park closed. Like that week, they closed the park down, and for the whole 2 months, it was closed. And I went back up into Arkansas during that closure, and I didn't go to the diamond mine. I just went up there and dug for arrowheads, and I think I did a Ron Coleman dig, and just like I say, just keep your distance. We've been trying to keep our, like me and Shane, Clash Guitars, we just kept our 6 feet apart, you know, and and carried on.
Yep.
You know?
Cool.
So yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in like Boston. You know, I feel sorry for a lot of those people in the big cities that were forced to, stay at home.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, it's
but that may have been for the better. That way, it didn't spread, as bad.
With the treasure vixens, and we're out of Illinois, and Illinois has been pretty tough all around just because of Chicago. So their hotspot is Chicago, but the whole state was treated the same way.
right.
We went ahead and, it was just her and I, and we were on rural bridges. We went ahead and kept making those videos and figured if somebody was going to tell us to stop, they would.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you're doing your social distancing, you should be good. You got your mask on.
Yeah, respecting everybody else's distance, and it seemed to work out okay.
Yes. Hope I can get over all that. Go back to the way it was.
Yeah, that'll be something else.
Here's to hoping.
I noticed that the Crater of Diamonds. I heard like if you want to go to the Crater of Diamonds, you've got to order tickets now, and or at least that was until today. Like yesterday, the ranger was stopping people in this was something that they just started yesterday, I guess, and he was making you couldn't go past him unless you had a ticket, and that's kind of wasn't. People could have drove from across the country, which they did, and to say you can't come here, but I think that got switched the next day. I don't think he's out there.
Oh, I bet you
that
somebody.
doesn't look good.
Right.
But I know there's some big changes going on, but that's just uncalled for. I mean, if you're, like when you drive into the Crater of Diamonds, you pull into a parking lot that's pretty big, enough for 2,000 cars, and then they're only allowing 500 people, so most people know that, and I don't know, it just kind of was uncalled for to be stopping people.
And then when the only place that you're really close to anybody is in the shop or in the walkway going out to the field. Because once you're out in the field, that thing's huge.
37 acres, 800 people would be fine out there. Everybody could be spread out, and out there they want everybody to be 12 feet apart. You got to have a face mask on in the visitor center, and if you're using the public wash pavilions where you can wash your gravel, you got to wear your mask up there the whole time. So I'll definitely be taking my own wash setup. Set up
no doubt.
Way I like it. Stay away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some days when I'm at the Crater, I can't even, when people first show up there for the first time, they want to know how to do it, and they'll see me with all my wash tubs and my screens and apron on and, just throwing buckets around, washing buckets left and right. So I always get a lot of people that'll stop by and ask, and I don't mind, showing them how to, giving them some info right there, because I was once that person that showed up there and walked around for 2 days. I walked around scratching my head. How do you know you could classify material,
Well, I knew that.
I mean, I knew you could, but I didn't know that was the way to do it. I was just
right.
Like, you just pick I'm just going to pick mine up off the ground.
Right.
Yeah. And when I was there, people would say, "Oh, I just walk around and find them." Okay. What do they look like?
Yeah.
Well, you'll know when you see one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to believe some of those people's like you get a lot of those regulars that'll, I was already there for 2 years, and then you got a guy show up and he's already found 4 or 5 diamonds off the surface. I'm all like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
I guess, man, whatever.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah. When people are talking about finding points or being able to spot these gems, I always like to joke around and say that I can't even find Waldo. So I think you have to have an eye for that kind of stuff. You have to. I know you say you develop it, but I don't know. I think there's something already there to allow you to develop it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, there's some people that I've hunted arrowheads with. They've never, to this day, still haven't found one. And I've walked right beside them and picked it up in front of them. Like, you gonna pick that up? They just don't see it.
Wow.
They're not tuned in to the. That's the thing. If I go look for a fossil, that Ladonia fossil part, there's so many things you can find if you have your mind on one thing. If I'm thinking of everything you can find, I don't find anything. But if I'm thinking just teeth only, oh, there's a tooth. I just found a nice long tooth or a shark's tooth. But if I'm thinking, like, oh, there's teeth here, there's vertebrae, there's this, there's that, and I'm looking all over, I can't find any. But if I just focus on like one thing, I seem to do better focusing on that one
point. Thank you. That's actually pretty good advice, is to try to just keep your mind set on one thing.
Yeah. It's like at the crater when I'm out there surface hunting. If I'm thinking agate, that's pretty much all I'm spot is the agate, or I don't know. It's just weird. I wish it was like that with the diamonds. That way I could just pick up diamonds, but not working.
Not working.
Yeah.
Well, and
your eyes right. Well, yeah, it's about that time. Jason, we appreciate you being on. You about gave me a heart attack not long before the show, but I'm glad you pulled through.
April Fool's.
April Fool's in June.
I love watching Ed go crazy. Oh no, what's going on?
No, sorry about that. I just
no worries.
Then the whole logging on thing. I'm like, oh no, I can't even log on. Or yeah, well, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I think you did. I think you did a really good job of answering everybody's questions.
Yeah, Richard said, thanks, Jason, for all the great info. This guy was great. Ivan, you rock. David Villa says.
Same with Terry. Great guest.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, hit the like button.
Yep.
Now they'll all be going to diamonds.
There's a link to his channel in the description below.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you, Terry Marshall. Yeah, I had a good time.
Thanks everybody for coming in.
I appreciate all of you, Flash fam.
And don't forget to we had a raid tonight too from the Jersey.
That's right, Jersey History Hunters raid. Thank you, Rach and Audra. You dudes rock.
There are dudes, man.
Hey, welcome, Spicy Man Golden Gems.
You just missed out on our whole gem show tonight.
Better late than never.
You can always watch it later too, so it was that too.
That's right. And when you come back to watch the whole show in its entirety, make sure to comment, push the like button. You can also find us on Google Podcasts, Pocket Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor.am now. So, of course, those aren't live. They're pre-recorded.
And I want to tell Benzo, you're doing a great job. I just can't wait to see the treasure chest. See all the goodies you got in there.
HD Shovelhead's already envious of that treasure chest.
Yeah, I know. I was too, man.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded.
I was too. Why didn't I win? I wanted to win it.
Darn it, we couldn't win it.
Dang it.
We'll have to go to someone else's bash.
I guess.
But keep an eye out for Flash Bash 2021. It's already going through our minds.
Yep. Yeah, I know, JP. We're all jealous too over here.
Yeah, I hear you there, brother. I hear you there. Way more gold in it than he thought, too. Well, yeah, we all kinds of goodies. All kinds.
Deeper, didn't you, Benzo?
I hoped you liked the gum.
No, we didn't find Finn's treasure chest, but Benzo got a treasure chest at Flash Bash.
Yes, he did.
And it was quite the bash. And all of you who were there, thank you very much. It wouldn't have been anything without all of you who participated. And the ones who had to bow out, your loss, but there'll be more.
Yep.
And on that note, next week we're having Damon from West Coast Prospecting here on YouTube. That should be a really good show. And then, of course, the last Tuesday of every month is Open Line Tuesday, where you are our guest. So I hope some of you take the hint and call in on the 30th. I know Nikki does once in a while. Dano, that would be good day, Nikki, since it's afternoon in Australia right now, buddy.
And lottery numbers, Nikki, help a brother out.
And I should be getting my Vegemite in the mail in about 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Right. I hope it don't fall off the map like Busted Knuckles package did.
I have a shelf life.
Yeah. I'll have to do a mail call and a Vegemite tasting video. I think I'll have you two over for that.
Okay.
I've always wanted to. I'll try.
Yeah, I'll try it. You know, I'm all willing to try anything once.
Nikki says it's about a month away, about 4 weeks away. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'll be keeping an eye out for it, Nikki. Thank you very much, hon. Yeah, she says
Yes.
you all have to try it.
Oh, we will. We will.
All right, everybody. It's past. We're into overtime. Thank you again for taking your precious time to join us tonight. Love you all, Flash fam. Until then, may you always have a flash in your pan.
And you know what he's going to say next.
That's right, Jesse, because ask the treasure vixens. It happens. Maybe one day, too, you'll meet us on the river. Good night, everybody. God bless. Be safe out there.
Take care, everybody.
Night, Dano. Night, Jason.
Peace. Later. Hasta la vista.
Good night, everybody.
Buenos nachos.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.